Wow.
John Elway almost hit my car today.
Welcome to the Sports Office. My name is Ryan Greene. This is Romi Bean. This is Michael Spencer. And this is the first time we are debuting this show on CBSN. It's airing at 7 p.m. on CBSN every Thursday. Guy, we made it. Took us 25 episodes, but we made it.
Hi, Mom.
Pretty exciting.
Now that the exciting news is out of the way, guys, I got some bad news. I think our seance to keep Jokic healthy did a reversal on Colorado athletes, so now every Colorado athlete is getting injured except Jokic. Nathan McKinnon down 3 weeks.
Sounds like we need more seance.
Right. I was going to say.
Seems like we'd be doing a lot of seance.
That's a lot of the Broncos seances. We're here all day.
Oh my gosh.
How much is our candle budget? Like, that's just too right. That's
now
too
that we're on
much.
CBSN, I feel like it goes up.
Yeah.
Is it too late in the week to talk about the Jokic suspension?
I don't think so.
All right, he got suspended 1 game, which, you know, now that the time has passed, at least I saw on Twitter that, you know, if you just get 1 game suspension, it was worth it. Mike, I guess I'll start with you. You were here watching it live. You had to do the show that night. Why do you think it was worth it for Nikola Jokic?
I think it was worth it because it sent a message, and you only got 1 game for it, right? But you sent a message to everybody else in the league that I'm not going to get hacked, and I'm not just going to take it and without some sort of retaliation, right? And the next person who goes to lay a hard foul on Nikola Jokic is going to have that play in the back of his mind. Mm-hmm. And now the standard is set. You come after me, I am going to retaliate, even if it gets me a game suspension. I'm with you. I think the 1 game suspension is totally worth it. I actually thought it was going to be more.
Yeah.
But to only get 1 game, yes. And now the message is sent. You don't go after Jokic.
I mean, I completely agree. I think it's one of those things, you come at me, I'm going to come at you. Right? Morris's cheap shot was a total cheap shot. That could have hurt Jokic, but he's just sturdier than anything we know. But like, all I can think of is Jokic's brothers. Just imagine this is Jokic's brothers saying this. He a dirty player.
Yep. He come to game to chop guys from the back. So when I see his ass in
Miami,
I'ma beat his
ass.
Honestly, Jokic is lucky. I don't know if he's lucky. It might have been our seance. But if you look at his knee
Yes.
on that play, right?
Yeah,
Everybody's
man.
paying attention to the forearm to the midsection. But his knee like bends in at an awkward angle. I know. And I'm like, oh, man.
And here's the other thing. Shaq was the one who said it. If you're going to hit me, don't turn your back on me.
Right.
And that's the other thing.
I think that was the most telling part. Morris hit him like he did and didn't turn around. That tells me that either just Morris or the rest of the NBA was like, Jokic isn't anything. He's just this soft guy from Europe, right? He's pretty finesse and all that stuff. You know, when Morris got a nice little shove in the back and went to the ground, it was like, oh, all right, I'm not going to do that anymore. And like you said, if someone's going to hard foul Jokic, their back is not turned anymore.
And Morris is fake tough.
Yes, absolutely.
He and his brother, like, they try to walk that line and act like
Right.
tough guys. They cross that line more often than not. So I'm okay with everything that happened.
It was very funny to see Markieff Morris tweet about how he's built differently when there's literally an identical human being of him. You are literally built like someone else. Like, it's just, that's science, man. So there you go. 1 game for Jokic. Absolutely, I think it was just totally worth it.
You know what else? It's nice. It's a little load management for
Right.
Jokic.
Yeah.
1 game, he gets a game off. That's nice.
Malone was worried that he was going to be worn out by Christmas. Now he gets a game off. So there you go. Let's toss it to break. When we come back, I'm going to find out what favorite jerseys of any Denver sports teams that these two have. I'm very curious about this because the Broncos were in their color rush jerseys. So that's coming up when we come back. Welcome back. Guys, in typical Broncos fashion, the week that we just can totally just think that they're not going to do anything, count them out completely. Guess what? It's the best game they've had in literally 5 years. But this still goes to an issue that I think the Broncos have with just becoming an elite team or a better team. They're sitting at 5-4 now. But when you look at where this team could possibly be at the end of the season, it still seems like they're gonna be just a middle of the pack team that may be playoff fringe, and they're gonna miss their opportunity a good draft pick. Where do they go from here?
They continue to end up in draft purgatory. They're in that middle 10 to 20 pick where you can't really get the guy, right?
Right.
But at the same time, I think when you say just be good, it's really hard to just be good in the NFL. Like, realistically, everyone's like, this team should win the Super Bowl. That's what everyone thinks when they're 3-0. The margin of error is so small, and to think if they can have a winning record, now I know 9-8, you're like, oh cool, 9-8. But to make that jump after 4 losing seasons is significant.
You know, the silver lining here, or the glass half full approach into still being in the middle, is that you have a new guy selecting the players.
True.
And hopefully that guy is able to get some good players, even if they are stuck in the middle. I'm with you. It feels like you're in purgatory, right?
Yeah.
Like you'd rather be top 3, top 5, or win a Super Bowl. But that's not going to happen right now for the Broncos, either one of those scenarios. Although don't tell that to anybody who wears blue and orange, because man, they were feeling themselves after that win in Dallas.
You know, I don't want to get too hopped up on George Payton's first draft, but also, wow.
They're doing well.
On what
Yeah.
Pat Surtain, Javonte Williams, Jonathan Cooper in the 7th round, Caden Stearns in the 5th.
Quinn Miners had a big
Miners
role in that
Miners.
win over Dallas.
And then you got a guy, Kerry Vincent Jr., who you drafted and obviously don't like, and you trade him. You got him in the 7th round. You trade him for a 6th round pick. So, like, he seems to have a silver tongue in the trade department. And so far, what he's done with drafting, that gives me a lot of confidence that wherever they end up, I mean, it's only one class, I know, but it's been pretty good so far.
We talked a lot about the draft picks, but I wonder how Peyton Manning's decision would have been if it would have been different if the Broncos weren't 8-8 and we're like 5-11, right? Like that.
Oh,
if
I
you're
see
looking
what you're
at
going there.
Russell Wilson, if you're looking at Aaron Rodgers, I think a 9-8 team. And them going, oh, they're obviously just me away from the playoffs.
Right.
I think that's probably a more attractive aspect of a team than, losing out and finishing 5-12. So Broncos also wearing their Color Rush jerseys this weekend, guys. I think they're gorgeous. But I want to ask you, what are your favorite jerseys in Denver sports? They can be recently. I guess you could do all time if you really want, but I'm guessing more recent.
Can I go off the grid?
Yeah.
I'm going to go Colorado State and the State Pride uniform.
Oh, those are so
The
good.
State Pride
Yeah,
football
buddy.
uniforms are awesome.
Absolutely.
To that end, the Nuggets, I don't know which ones these are, but the white ones with the axes. I like the white. I like the clean.
Yeah.
The new Nuggets
Those were
uniform.
good. Oh, there's a lot going on.
I actually really like a pretty unpopular one, but I really like the Nuggets uniforms from the 90s. I know that was like their worst era.
The
basketball?
maroon and dark blue and gold.
And the gold.
Okay.
I really
That
like
was
those.
the worst. Okay.
I know, and I know that's why it's like, ugh, because it was a bad era of basketball. But I always really liked them.
All right, there you go. Up next, we're gonna have a little fun with these two. I'm gonna give them some poker chips, and we're gonna kind of get a little season outlook on the Colorado State and Colorado basketball teams. So stick around. Welcome back to the Sports Office. It is time for our college basketball segment. But we're actually gonna call it. Oh goodness.
Oh goodness, that's the name of the
No,
segment?
we're not gonna call it oh goodness. We're gonna call it Place Your Bets. The point with these, and let's just say green is 10, red is 20, blue is 50, black is 100. I'm gonna ask you a few questions about the CU Buffs basketball team and the CSU basketball team. What I want you to do is place chips near the hat based on your confidence level. If you're sort of sure that something's gonna happen, you would just place it. You'd place a little $10 chip there. So let's start with CU won 23 games last year. CSU won 20 games last year. Let's set the bar at 23. Which team will win 23 plus games this year? Oh yeah.
Oh, Romi going black.
Oh
huh?
man.
About to make some money.
Oh, all right. So you put 2 green stacks for CSU and 1 little red stack.
Yeah.
Wait, does this mean you have more confidence in CSU?
I do have more
Okay.
confidence in CSU getting to 23. I think they're a little more experienced team. I think that when I look at the Pac-12, I think there are a lot of teams that can give CU a lot of trouble there. I wasn't impressed in their season opening win over Montana State. Yes, I know Montana State
true.
is a good program, but come on, you're CU. And so I think there are some issues there that they're going to be able to work through, but I like CSU and what they bring back from last year, and I was really impressed with John Tanji in his season opening debut. So I've got more confidence in CSU, but still some confidence in CU.
I mean, you mentioned Tanji. They got David Roddy. They got Isaiah Stevens. How many years have we been mentioning these guys'
Yeah.
names, right? But they remind me a lot of the Nuggets in that sense. There's so much continuity there, and I just feel like Nico Medved this team has grown every year in the right way.
See, when it comes to CU, I'm kind of on your side. I think there's going to be growing pains, but I have seen enough Tad Boyle Buffalo teams to know that they're probably going to go pretty far in their conference tournament. Which brings
Know
us
that.
to the next question. All right, place your bets on the team you think has the strongest chance of winning their conference tournament.
Is that too much?
No.
Is that too
As
obvious?
a Ram, that was
Same
beautiful. All right, so I kind of see where the bets are going with CSU. So let's keep this last one CU based. Where is your confidence level at that CU makes just the NCAA tournament at the end of the year?
I'm going half my stack.
Half your stack.
Half my
okay.
stack.
So that you're saying there is a chance.
Yeah.
You just don't know.
I'm saying I'm not putting it in my hundos.
Right.
Right.
It's a little
But-
side
Gotta
bet.
be judicious
A
here.
little side bet.
But again, I think that to me this just goes back to I think there's a lot of unknowns. I think this team is gonna, like I said, win some they shouldn't, lose some they shouldn't. But I think Tad Boyle is a good enough coach to get them there.
I like this CU team. I like Evan Batty. I like Eli Parquet. I think Jabari Walker can be a fantastic player for them. And I think that as these guys play more together and learn how to play without McKinley Wright, they will come together. They will figure out here's who we need to go to in order to get buckets late in games.
Is it safe to say that Colorado should be a basketball state? With the Nuggets and CU and CSU and all the football teams being what they are at the moment? I don't know. All right. I think it should be.
Moby was rocking last night.
Yeah.
I gotta go get to a game up there. All right, one more break, and then when we come back, we will wrap up with hats off. Give a little love to some people who may not be getting the recognition we thought they should. All right, welcome back for the final segment. This one is what we call hats off. This is where we give a little tip of the cap to someone who had a really good week, a team who had a really good week, and kind of got lost in the shuffle of things. So, can I start? Yeah. I'm gonna start. How about that? I'm gonna go a little off grid here.
Ooh.
This is my old.
Oh, wow.
My old Mountain
Alma
Vista
mater.
Golden Eagles High School hat. That is because this isn't really out to anyone, but just National Letter of Intent Day was today. A lot of high schoolers signed in their National Letter of Intent, so congrats to you guys. Go kill it in your respective schools.
Nice. I like that. Go ahead, Rom.
Okay. I'm gonna get my hat flips debuting on CBSN.
Hey!
I'm gonna give my hats off to
Oh!
Jerry Judy for
Little faking them out.
for faking
I'm gonna
out.
fine you for
the
that.
NFL for faking out the NFL because he got fined for doing an arrow celebration. Come on. But then this past week went, "Ah!" and stopped just
Faked it.
short of it.
Faked it.
Psych! So he didn't get fined, and I appreciate that because, you know, these taunting penalties and these whatever these are getting silly. So hats off Jerry Judy for the psych.
Jerry, not to call you out, by the way, but the bow and arrow celebration you did against the Washington football team was technically incorrect. When you pulled the arrow back, you dropped the bow. That's it's not going anywhere. You gotta let the arrow go. But
Just gotta give Jamal Murray a call.
we gotta give Jamal Murray a call. Murray will hook you up.
I feel like he should have only been fined $5,000. Just for that.
Right,
You know
just
what I mean?
five,
Like, only
five
half
just
of-
for faking it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
Romy, would you hand me the Colorado Rapids?
hey now, let's go
Shout
Rapids.
out to the Rapids. I think they're still drunk from their celebration.
Best
the other
in the
night.
West.
As they should
As
be.
they should be. Nice of Robin Fraser to give them Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday off to enjoy that celebration. #1 seed in the West. What a fantastic job that they have done. I love what Robin Fraser's doing with that club right now. Go get it in the playoffs.
Coach of the year, man.
Oh, absolutely. Very Avalanche-esque type of turnaround under Robin Fraser. So just really awesome to see them doing well. All right, that's it for us. For Michael Spencer, for Romi Bean, I'm Ryan Greene. Thank you for coming to the Sports Office.
Now get out.